What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, earlier this week, I think it was Halloween Day, to be exact, we went back and we were talking about the trial that's ongoing right now involving this woman right here, 44-year-old Candice Craig from Hyattsville, Maryland. She's responsible for the death and dismemberment of her own mother. Up here, Margaret Craig, age 71. All because Margaret Craig caught her stealing money in which this 44-year-old woman was stealing from her mother. The way this story turned out is gruesome. But what's more gruesome is the details they're saying in court. Now, this woman right here is the daughter, Celia Hardy. 19 years old at the time, which was June 23rd, 2023, last year. And she's been given all the details in court, testifying against the mom about what she saw, what she aided with, and what actually happened the day Margaret Craig was killed. Now, we went over some of the crazy details before, but more details have come out. And I want you guys to see what's being said in the courtroom. Take a look. This is horrible, y'all.
Testimony in court has painted a picture of a heartless crime committed in this Prince George's County home back in May of 2023. That's when Candice Craig allegedly killed her 71-year-old mother, Margaret, then burned and dismembered her body into more than 67 pieces with the help of her then 19-year-old daughter, Celia Hardy, a neighbor back then describing what she witnessed.
They even had like a little table with one of the umbrellas. They had that out there. They had the grill, and then they had, the charcoal.
The jury in Candice Craig's trial has heard graphic testimony about body parts from the medical examiner, but the star witness has been Craig's daughter, Celia Hardy. She testified her grandmother caught Craig stealing her money, telling the court, quote, "Grandma said, 'Get out. I'm going to call police,' and that's why she did it." She told of a failed attempt to burn the grandmother's body whole and how her mother then ordered an electric chainsaw to cut the body to pieces. She told the jury, quote, "Mom showed me Grandma's skull and said, 'This is the hard part, right here.'" Hardy also testified, "Mom told me she grilled Grandma's rib cage. She had it in the dining room." Under cross-examination, Candice Craig's defense attorney trying to cast doubt on Celia Hardy's truthfulness, bringing up the plea deal that the younger woman made for her testimony in exchange for a lesser sentence for her crimes. Now, the state will bring up several more witnesses, including Craig's younger daughters. They are expected to rest their part of this case tomorrow. In Upper Marlboro, Brad Bell, 7 News.
George's County State's attorney after a jury found a Landover woman guilty of killing her own mother. We first reported on WUSA 9 News at 6 that Candice Craig was guilty of first and second-degree murder in the killing of her 71-year-old mother. State's attorney Aisha Braveboy says today's verdict is about accountability.
This is a giving, caring, loving, compassionate, and understanding woman who was killed, who was asphyxiated by her daughter. And make no mistake, Miss Candice Craig absolutely committed this crime, and she is now being held accountable.
Craig's daughter, Celia Hardy, is accused of helping to hide the body, and she's also facing charges. We'll keep an eye on both of these cases.
All right, guys, before I get into these details, some of the details that we heard about and some we didn't, I want to say real quick, it's a damn shame what happened to Margaret Craig and other people out here that allow their grown children to live with them. It is. Could this have been prevented? Yeah. But I mean, nobody knows the relationship between parent and child and the reason why a grown child would live with said parent. But one thing is for sure that I found out last night, and I cannot find, it was a written article, I cannot find it to save my life. One detail a lot of people didn't know is this. When they went out there and tried to burn this body up, right? Remember, they weren't trying to cook it. They were trying to burn it on a cooking apparatus, a barrel that's made for barbecuing. So they got this thing out here. It's burning. The body's stinking. People are wondering what they're cooking. Excuse me. The people are wondering what they're cooking and all this other stuff because of the smell. Now you got to remember, no disrespect, Miss Margaret Craig's body was sitting idle, dismembered for days. So you already know it smelled bad. The smell was horrible. Check this out. They used chicken, raw chicken, and put it out there on the grill with the body to try to mask the odor as they were cooking this body. A fire broke out, real big fire in the barrel, because they didn't know what they was doing and they kept using accelerant, and it sparked the neighbors to look like, what are they doing over there? You know what I'm saying? Neighbors was gonna run over there and help because they saw what was going on. We got it. So that's what tipped them off. When he said neighbors and stuff was alerted, like something was odd over there, that's what was happening. This lady, Candice Craig, it's a devil. She cut dismembered her own mother and was giving the girl instructions and telling her like she was a piece of livestock. Said he showed her grandmom's skull. Said Candice Craig said, yeah, it's the hardest part right here while she's cutting into it. Remember they said they had brain matter on and dismembered remains, parts of it on the chainsaw. How evil is that, guys? How evil is that? She must have found out she stole money out of her account. Remember they had said something about credit cards, or I guess a debit card. So my understanding from the way I seen it, you know, where I'm trying to understand it was she must have looked at her bank statements and seen that money was missing, right? And all of a sudden, it's an argument. What did she tell her? Get out. And I'm calling the cops. So what did she do? They got into a fight in the room. Granddaughter said she heard grandmom scream in the room, was fighting on her. Then she choked her out, asphyxiated her, and then put her head in the trash bag, put her body in a trash can. Told the daughter not to come in the room. Remember, we covered that too. Said, you know, after that was over, had her there. They said they used acid and other means before going to get her mom, going to get an electric chainsaw. So they killed this woman and had no idea how to dispose of the body. And as time was going, they came with one more solution, didn't work. Another solution, didn't work. Boom, electric chainsaw. By that time, days had passed because she had to order the chainsaw, presumably off of Amazon. So you got your dead mother in the house, stinking, and you waiting for this chainsaw to come. It was an electric chainsaw. That's why the neighbors couldn't hear what was going on, because it wasn't a gas one with an engine on it. Because I was wondering, I'm like, how do you use a chainsaw on these people in here? It was electric. How evil is this, y'all? It's like nothing nowadays for kids to turn on their own mother. And from what I understand and what I've seen and read, Candice Craig was treated very well by her mother. At 44 years old, living in her mom's house. Look at this part right here. I just seen this on the on an article. It says it was insulting. No, or well, this is what one of the people involved in the crime say. We consider Margaret Craig to be a special victim who was killed by her own daughter. She was provided. Hold up. She was someone who worked hard her whole life. She was providing for her grown daughter, who was living with her grandchildren, and even allowed her daughter's boyfriend to live in the home. So here you had a 44-year-old woman that was basically being taken care of, given a roof over her head, food in her stomach, so on and so forth. Her and her kids, because she had more than one child. So all these kids was in the house, right? And the man was there. Now, I don't know if he was there at the time of this happening, but he was allowed to live in the home. What kind of parent would do that? So basically, this girl is playing house in a mother's house and still did this to her. One thing that sticks in my head is, how can you violently attack somebody that's your own mother, that taught you the difference between right and wrong, coming up, and at 44 years old, there are certain lessons you did not get, and you're still stealing from her, and then when she calls you out on them lessons as a grown-up, you kill her and attack her? Attack and kill her? I want you to think about that, guys. This woman was letting you have a man in the house. At 71 years old, you know that woman old school, she was letting you have a man in the house. Laying up in your house. And what kind of man does that? And you still killed her. Sad. We'll see what her sentence is whenever they give her sentencing, because I didn't know she was found guilty yesterday. It came out late. But either way, man, this is sickening. It's like nothing for someone who was loved their whole life and treated well to turn around and bite the hand that feeds them, no matter what age. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.